Hello. Wanted to jump in to kind of talk about something that a lot of people are doing right now, which is working out from home. Has, of course, lots of conveniences, right? Because you're saving time, not being on the road, stuck in traffic, or just trying to leave from point A on time so that you can arrive at point B on time without completely stressing yourself. And the nice thing about it is that when you work out at home, you're never late, right? You always, depending on kind of workout you're doing, you don't have to wait on equipment. You don't have to worry about other people not wiping down the equipment like they should. If you do a group exercise type of workout, you don't have to worry about your spot in the room, depending on if you like to be more in the back, more in the front, side, whatever. You don't have to worry about getting kicked in the head or in the chin or something else, because you're basically dominating your own space, and you're always right there in front of your trainer. You're not missing a beat. You don't miss a move or the cueing on something. And so that's really nice that you have the convenience of working out at home, which I love. I have been attending group classes and have gone into the gym and actually using their equipment. There are definitely some perks to that, absolutely, because if you're group class, you certainly look forward seeing your favorite people that you notice in the class. And you look forward to seeing them, or you look forward to seeing your favorite trainer. There is sort of this built-in peer pressure accountability side of things as well. But I tell you what I don't miss. I don't miss having to rush my life, in a sense, to make it to class on time. And I definitely don't miss waiting on using certain equipment or having to change my circuit training or whatever I had planned for that day, because somebody else is using it right now. Maybe they're not wiping it down. And no matter the current global situation, I've always been somewhat of a germaphobe, and I really always got upset when people do not wipe down the equipment after they're done using it. It's just really inconsiderate. And so that's definitely something that I don't miss. And I do enjoy being able to just, finish something up at home and then walk straight into my gym, which in my situation is the living room. I don't have a separate room for that, which is also a really key point. When you work out at home, don't feel like you can only do so if you have a designated room totally equipped with a whole bunch of things in order to make your workout matter or it being most effective. A lot of times, it's great if you have a separate room, because then you don't need to constantly have to move things around, because it's not a shared space. But my workout space is, like I said, is my living room, and there's not a lot of space, so it's really it's probably about, and I'm going to use metrics because I'm European, it's probably about 2 meters, like 2 meters and maybe 3 meters, so 2 by 3 meters. So really not a lot of space, and there's some chairs in the way, so it's not like a super duper open space, but really it only shows that you can work out at home regardless how small your space actually is, and you do not need necessarily any huge amount of equipment or workout machines or anything like that. You can get a great workout just with your body weight, especially when you're starting out and weights seem kind of intimidating, or you don't feel like you're strong enough yet to pick those up. Perfectly fine. Use your body weight. You don't understand sometimes when we do lateral raises, your arms weigh stuff, they're not woo, feathers. So, so just keep, envision that you have a weight in your hand and really tighten your muscles accordingly. Like, squeeze those muscles and tighten them, and you're going to still get a great workout. So don't be afraid that to use just your body weight, or start out with super lightweight, because eventually, if you keep at it, you are going to get stronger and you're going to be able to challenge yourself with heavier weights or more repetitions. So don't get discouraged right from the get-go or tell yourself that you cannot do it. But so with all the conveniences of working out at home, there's one thing that can really, really put a damper on all of that, and that is the fact that you have a very easy way out. All right, am I right? Because you truly have to hold yourself accountable. Unless you're on Zoom and you're working out with a friend and you guys doing the same workout or something, and you hold yourself accountable that way. But if you truly are on your own, you have to count on you. You have to hold yourself accountable, because it would be super easy that as soon as it gets tough, as soon as the muscles start to burn, that you just gonna be like, well, I'm done, and you're gonna walk away. And I don't want you to do that, because right at the point when the muscles get firing and you're starting to feel discomfort, because it's now really getting hard and the sweat is dripping down your nose. Hence the reason I'm wearing my headbands. Doesn't mean it doesn't happen, but that's when you really have to push yourself. Because let's face it, if working out was easy, everybody would be doing it at all times, and we wouldn't even have to have this conversation right now, right? So, but it's not easy. It's not easy regardless of how long somebody has been working out, because that person also knows that you're going to have to keep challenging yourself. You can't do the same exact thing every single day, 365 days, and the years going on. If you do the same thing all the time, using this exact same workout, using the exact same weights, always doing the same reps, always doing the same sequences, you're basically truly mirroring and copying every day what you've done on day one. You are not challenging yourself. You're not going to see progress the way you envision seeing progress, because your body is going to adapt to those specific moves, to those specific weights, and at some point it's just almost like you're just on autopilot. And as soon as something is on autopilot, it is not going to work for you anymore, right? You're just like zooming right through it, and yeah, okay, it's great, you can say that you've done it, but have you really challenged yourself? Have you really worked your muscle as hard as you could be? And that's kind of cheating on yourself, cheating on your workout, cheating on your precious time, right? Because here's the thing, we don't want to spend hours and hours and hours and hours working out every day. Unless you're a paid athlete, you don't have that kind of time to spend. Some of these athletes that they look phenomenal, but that's their job. That's their job to work out 8 hours or whatever in the gym, or maybe they own their own gym and they train other people. So in between their clients, they work out. Great, super. Like, I don't know about you, but I don't have that kind of life. I like to get my workout done, and move on with my day. And whatever time of the day that might be, like it's different, right? Today is a holiday, and I am grateful that I'm off. Other people have to work, and of course it's a holiday that we honor all the fallen. So that's another thing you can say, well, they sacrifice so much for everybody, and you cannot even sacrifice 30 minutes a day for yourself. And at the same time, it really does benefit the people around you as well, because when you set a good example, a lot of times the indirect peer pressure moves right along, right? So but then the other thing we have to keep in mind is it's not just the workout. That's in some perspective, and I know that sounds kind of weird, but like in some perspective, the workout is almost the easiest part of a fitness journey, right? Because no, you don't have to go crazy in your workouts. You can just go for a walk. You can, do 10 push-ups during the commercial or whatever, like there are so many different things that you can do, make little changes here and there. But it's really what matters is what you do the rest of your day, and that's usually, where the nutrition part comes in. So pay attention to that as well. But having gone, circling back to the front again, I'm like, squirrel. So when you work out at home, it's really, really easy to just like I said, when it gets hard, we're just like, who's going to see that I'm like stopping? Nobody's going to see it, right? True. Nobody is gonna know that you just stop 10 minutes into your 30-minute workout or 45-minute workout. Yeah, you're right. Nobody's gonna know, but you're gonna know. And I find working out like it's sort of my version of therapy, because just like gardening or daydreaming on the back porch or something like that, working out for me is like probably that one moment in my day where I don't have a lot of my wheels spinning in all these different directions, right? Because I'm truly like zoned in, focused on one move at a time. Like I do that, and I might think during that move, holy crap, that's really hard. My legs, are burning. My calves are like firing. It's almost like they're just like, they're like trembling, and it's crazy. And you feel like, I do feel like a lot of times like giving up. I have to basically tell myself when it really gets tough to not give up. And I might pause for like a couple of seconds, and I have to, there is like that small moment where I really truly think for a split second, oh, I've done enough. I think I can stop now, right? There is that moment, and I'm not kidding. Like this happens to me probably 97% of any workout that I'm doing, where like I'm just like, oh, I don't want to do this anymore, and I really have to like talk myself out of that. Trying to talk myself out of, right? So I have to really like encourage myself in a way, like, oh, you're almost done, like what the heck, it's like 10 more seconds. And then the other thing, once I start counting down and there's 10 more seconds, you go like, that's also another cheat moment that you can tell yourself, oh, 10 more, I did 50 seconds, I got 10 more to go, I can just go slow right here. No, because again, that goes back to, this is where it matters most. Those last 10 seconds, 5 seconds, where you just want to like, boom, drop the weights aside or just like take the extra pause. That's when it matters. That's really where the mindset has to kick in and push yourself all the way through, because it's maybe just 1 or 2 more reps that you can squeeze in there, but those are the ones that matter the most. And again, if you feel yourself that you cannot absolutely hold, if you're using weights, if you feel like you can absolutely no longer hold the weights, drop them and just tense your muscles the same way as if you had weights in your hand, and just go through the movement, but go all in, because it matters. Because what happens is when you want to give up and you don't, you haven't only accomplished something in your workout right there and then, but you just gained so much muscle mass in your mental strength. Because when you can do hard things in your workout, things that you didn't think you could do, maybe 2 weeks ago you didn't use any weights, today you're using 3 or 5 pounds, that's an improvement, and you pushed yourself through that hard stuff. And that is completely a mindset. It's a mental strength that you used to get yourself to where you are today. And if you can do hard things in your workout, you can then take that strength and knowing that you are capable of so much more, and you can take that into every aspect of your life. And whenever in life, wherever you are, not fitness related at all, you can draw from that strength that you gained in your workouts. When you encounter a problem, a challenge, something that you would have normally just like backed off and go like, I'm just going to walk away. I'm not even going to deal with this confrontation. And I know it's hard. And even if you work out really hard in the gym, it's still going to be hard when you encounter challenging times in any other aspect of your life. But I'm telling you, you're going to be much more able to handle those challenges, knowing what amazing things you just accomplished in your workouts. Because if you can do hard things there, you can absolutely do hard things somewhere else. And when you face somebody who has like a super bad attitude and they're coming at you because they are miserable, it's always a reflection of them, not you. Like when somebody comes yelling at you, it's not you. It's almost like they are venting on you. They're like throwing up their anger and frustration on you. It's a reflection of themselves. And before, I would take those things super personal as well. I still do at times, so don't get me wrong. But there's a part of me that goes like, having like done all kinds of different workouts, and then all of a sudden, and then also working on like personal development things as well. But like when I encounter those type of things, I take in the information and I feel myself so much calmer, because I'm like, all right, clearly they're angry about something. Maybe it is something that I've done, but it's not nearly to the extreme that they're making it look like, right? So you can really draw from that strength that you gain in your workout. So really think about it. So don't just think of working out as like this, it's just this physical activity that you do for like 30 to 60 minutes, 5 days a week or something. But it's really, you're really like strengthening your mental muscles as well. It's this whole body mind type of thing. So don't just look at it from like a tunnel vision of like, oh, working out and that's all it is. No, it's not. So again, when things get tough in your home and your workout that you do at home, it's very easy. There's so many conveniences with that. Because nobody's watching you. Nobody sees how drenched you look. Nobody sees how heavy you're breathing and how much you're struggling. Right? But like nobody else sees that. So a lot of times people feel like uncomfortable really pushing themselves because they don't want to look like they're struggling in a room full of other people. And I get that. Like I've done workout, exercise classes where everybody else has been attending these classes for like ever, like since they were just out of diapers or something. And you're a newbie and you walk in and you're like, I have no idea what you're doing. They're all laughing at the same jokes. Like, I don't know what it is. And they're like moving along, like the Zumba workout, which is fun, but I don't know what I'm doing, right? So it can be uncomfortable at times. I totally get that. But when you're at home, you don't have to necessarily worry about that, right? Unless you have other people around you. But like, you can truly give it your all, but it is really up to you to really push yourself. Because it's really easy, because you have the convenience of working out at home, to not give it your all, to not give it 100%, to only give it like 40, 50, right? Something like that. It's really easy. And then even then, when it gets hard, you're like, walking away, people. It's really easy to do. So you have to hold yourself accountable. So, and remember, going all in 100%, that might not look like what that person on the screen is doing, because that personal trainer that you're working with through a virtual screen has done that obviously for years, right? You're not there yet. Maybe you are. Good for you. But like, so your 100% is gonna look different than the 100% that trainer gives you in front of you. But I give you a little tip. That's what I use, at least, right? So I know the trainer, that's like the standard, right? That's what that's what I'm striving for. I want to be strong, and I want my 100% at one point look like that person's 100%. I'm not going to look like that person ever, right? I'm not. I know that, because that's just crazy, right? But I'm striving towards that type of strength, right? But I might, because there's usually like 4, 5, sometimes 6, 7 or whatever people, and I'm gonna pick that person in the group that sort of I feel like, oh, I'm about at that level with that person. I'm about at that level with that person. And I'm going to make that person, but maybe not just that level, but maybe just a little bit higher than the level that where I would consider myself at, right? And you're going to pick that person, and you have to almost like tell yourself, I'm going to pretend I am like head to head with that person. I'm going to gauge, that person is a little bit better than me, right? But is not as, it's not like super like the trainer, but like definitely better than me. So I can tell myself, well, I can definitely, within the next couple weeks reach that level, right? So you're competing with that person who's just a little bit better than you. And when you first start out, maybe you're just like channeling like the modifying person, the person who modifies the moves, and then you move up. But you always, once you get to that level of the person, you then pick the next person who's just a little bit better. Maybe you notice, oh, they seem to be using stronger weights or more reps or whatever it is. So you always pick a person that's just a little bit up than you, so you can set yourself that goal for like, oh, I'm here, I want to go there next. And then once you reach that, you're going to pick another person, and then you're going to go there next till you reach the trainer's 100%. And again, your 100% is going to look different than any other person's 100%, because we're all different. We all start at different points in our fitness workout journey, okay? And if we go in and expect from like a 1 day or 1 week working out to look like these people that we're looking at in the home workout things, that's crazy. Like, that's absolutely insane. Like, why would you think that's gonna happen? And here's another thing, like, so don't give up when you're working out at home and you're not reaching that trainer's level. Like I said, pick another person in that group and work out sort of with that person. And whatever small voices are starting getting in your head during that time, like, you can't do it, it's hurting, my muscles are trembling, I'm shivering, my everything is like tense, everything is tight, I cannot possibly go any further, I don't have any lower weights than this, I cannot go any lower. That's okay. Drop the weights altogether and go through the movement, but please do not give up. Go slower. Put it on pause for a couple seconds, but jump right back in, because it's not about being better than all these other people on the screen. It's not about being better than all the people around you that you maybe see every day. It's about being better than yourself, because you are truly the only person that you can compete with. And when you give up during your home workouts, nobody's gonna know, but you will know. And those moments, those silent moments, like you will know that you gave up on yourself. And that just does not feel good. It really does not feel good. Pick something realistic, right? And then build up from there. Because when you start right up there, it's almost like you're setting yourself up for disappointment. And who wants that? That's almost like saying, yeah, I tried all the way up here and I failed and I gave up. I can't do it. I'm done. I told you so. I told you I couldn't do it. And I tried everything and I'm done. It's just not going to work, right? That's exactly what's going to happen, because we started all the way up here. And yes, we totally set ourselves up for failure. We knew we couldn't do it. We told ourselves we couldn't do it. Therefore, we definitely didn't do it. And we are walking away and right back to where we started. Great. So we just wasted precious time. Your time. Time is the only thing you can never ever get back. We all have 24 hours in a day. And once you wasted that time, it's gone. So truly, when you decide to do something, give it your all, go all the way in, make it count for you. Maybe you only start out with 10 minutes a day. Something cool. Like, don't have to start at 60 minutes right away if that's not where you're at yet. Start where you're at with what you have, but give it your 100% when you're doing it. That is key. Because you can strive towards something. You can put some picture on your refrigerator or in the bathroom mirror or wherever you want to put it. And you can say, I really admire that person for being so disciplined in their daily habits, and I admire that person, and I'm putting that person up there because that is my inspiration. And that's great. But don't put that pictures of that person up there thinking, I want to look just like that. Because again, you're setting yourself up for failure because you're not going to look like that. You're probably not the same height. You don't have the same people around you. Your schedule looks completely different. You might or might not have the same, workout equipment. You don't have the same kind of foods in your refrigerator. You might not have a cook that cooks for you. You might have all these other people in your life that you are responsible for that person doesn't have. Okay, so your genetics are different. Your maybe medical conditions are completely different. There's only one person of you. There's no copies running around of you that you can, gauge yourself by. You are the only person that you can truly get better at being yourself. And that means in your nutrition, that means in your mental strength, that means in your outlook, your mindset, and your workouts, and your body composition. You can only compare yourself to a former version of yourself. Right? So you can say, well, I don't like myself right now. And I like all these things about me. But there are things that I can improve upon. Here's the one thing I think is so stupid, really. I'm going to just say it. I think it's really stupid. When you go to an interview and they ask you, so what are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? And, and then it sucks because your weaknesses are supposed to be, you're supposed to list a weakness that's really a strength. And I think that's dumb. I think that's completely dumb. Because we should get better at the things that we suck at, but we can get way better, like blow it out of the park better at things that we already naturally good at. And those are the things we should build on. So list all the things that you really truly like about yourself. Because they are great things about you. 100%. There's no way that you can tell me there isn't anything that people love about you. That would be a total lie. You're totally lying to yourself. I'm telling you, you are. There are great things about you. And you need to use those things to then catapult you forward. So if there are things that you don't like about yourself, or you like them but you wish they would be better, those just build on that. Use your strength and your likings about yourself and use those to catapult you forward and make those the motivation. Well, motivation kind of sucks a little bit. It's overrated, the term is. But use those as your accountability partners to hold yourself really accountable to move forward because you want to get better at something. it's hard to be overweight. It really is. And people make fun of you for it. They do. Probably. I'm guessing I have had, when I was younger, have been told terrible things about my weight too. And let me tell you, not pretty. Not pretty, especially when they come from people in your own family. And they just sort of nonchalantly thrown at you, and you don't even know, you didn't even see that one coming. And those are the things that really stick with you the most. Those are the things that you keep going back to, and those are the things that pull you under. Those are the things why you think you're going to fail at this. But don't use those things as a catapult, as a motivator to prove those people wrong that were saying all these negative things to you, but prove yourself wrong for believing that those things that these people are telling you are actually true. Prove yourself wrong that they're wrong. Prove yourself wrong for believing those things. It's hard. It's hard. It's hard to be overweight, but it's also hard to be healthy. And it's also hard to, having reached a certain goal, whatever that might be, maybe in your nutrition, maybe in your workout, maybe in your mental strength, maybe in your mindset, maybe all of the above. But you have to choose your heart. Which heart do you want to live with? That's the thing. And you can see, and just remember, when you see a super skinny person and you think, wow, they must have this great life because they're super skinny, and oh my God, their life must be so perfect, they have it all under control. But we don't know that. We don't, because they could be skinny and yet be the most unhealthy person that you have ever encountered in your life, because you can't look inside of them. You can't see where they are mentally. You can't see their health on a cellular level. They could be sick you couldn't even believe, because you were just looking on the outside of that person. When you see a super fit person with these super chiseled muscles and everything else, you go wow, that person I bet has it really easy. But do they? Because I bet you they have so much discipline in their lives, probably so much that they're so focused on their nutrition and their workouts and everything else that they're probably missing out on other aspects in their life that, it could be social gathering, right? It could be hanging out with friends, and they feel they can't because there's too much temptation in food, drinks, or whatever it is, right? So they might have their own struggles. And even to look like that, they had to really work hard at that. And then in order to maintain that, they have to work just as hard. So it's just, don't think that one person has it easier than the other just because of the way they look. Everybody struggles. It's just that their struggle looks different. But one thing I do know that, when you take care of your fitness and your nutrition, you make changes at a cellular level, and you're fighting disease. Because every time you eat something, you're either fueling your body or you're junking it up. You're either going to fuel it and feel good because you just totally made your blood cells and all the other cells having a happy hour dance, right? They're yeah, thank you, right? Or you're filling it with junk, and they're going to be a total snooze fest. They're oh, I feel bloated, I feel just terrible, my stomach hurts, this hurts, that hurts, right? So, it's not you are what you eat, but it's really you feel what you eat. So you are a reflection of your daily habits. So remember, just because home workouts are convenient, they're also challenging because it's you versus you. You holding yourself accountable to yourself, and you have to drown out those negative voices that are going to pop into your head, and you're going to have to push through it regardless. Make yourself proud, prove yourself wrong, therefore prove these other people wrong. And remember, this is not going to be a, one day doing it and next day you wake up and you look like you're the cover on a magazine, right? It's not going to work that way. It's going to take time. And let me tell you, the aspect that it does take time is, in its own way, super important, because quick fixes are called quick fixes because they are absolutely temporary. They won't last. That's why there is this yo-yo dieting kind of thing going on, because quick fixes are there to drop whatever amount of pounds in like some crazy weekend or week so you look good for the pictures at your friend's wedding. Great. But then that's not going to last, because it was so extreme for you to get to that result that there's no way you could even like maintain that kind of craziness, right? So fitness is not a race to the finish line. It's a marathon. It's a true marathon, and that's the only way you're going to be successful. You need to find something that is realistic, that you can incorporate small changes in your daily life. Slowly change those bad habits to good habits, one at a time. Make that transition slowly, so it doesn't feel like overwhelming, so it doesn't feel like you just gave up everything, okay? Because that's also a lot of times why people fail, because they give up everything all at once. Don't do that. You're still supposed to enjoy life, right? Life shouldn't always be around just 12-hour workouts every day and only eating chicken, boiled chicken, rice, and broccoli. Okay, that's boring. And unless you're, gonna be like a fitness competitor or something like that, there's no need to eat that way every day, okay? So, small changes, consistently done over a long period of time until it becomes part of your life, just like brushing your teeth, taking a shower, getting your hair cut, whatever, right? Incorporate those changes, but be consistent. And when you're consistent, it's going to be part of your routine, because all of a sudden you build in discipline. Motivation might get you going, but it's discipline that's going to keep you going. Because motivation, oh my God, so overrated. Like, if I only worked out if I was motivated, like, I don't know how many times I'll be working out, to be honest with you, because who was always motivated to work out? I don't know, unless I'm getting paid for it, unless that's my job, unless that's where, how my bills get paid. That would certainly be a motivator, right? But you have to create discipline in your life. You have to make it part of your routine. That's why we call it running a marathon, because only that's how you make consistent changes that are going to last, because you can maintain them. So throw out the quick fixes. Anyway, I'm just rambling on now. I'm getting off my little soapbox. If you'd like to know more about what I'm doing, if you would like to join me in what I'm doing, and you don't have to do exactly what I am doing, but you can do something similar, I can guide you, I can help you along, I can help you to my best ability with any kind of nutrition questions. But I want you to take that moment to really look inward and be honest with yourself, and then make a plan. Have your end result in mind, which should, as you progress along, should always be changed. You should always set a new goal. But make a plan. Have a plan. A plan that you can truly follow. A plan that vibes with your daily schedule. And definitely be flexible in your approach. If it's too rigid, you're more likely to fail because you're not being flexible enough with it. So And that's the beauty of home workouts, because you can be flexible with your schedule and you never get bored because there's so much variety and there's something there for everybody and you can change it up. So fitness should be fun. It should be hard, right? Because again, if it was easy, everybody would be doing it and we wouldn't even have this conversation right now. But it should also be fun. There should be a fun aspect to it, and you will get to that point where it is fun, even if it's just laughing at that stupid joke that the trainer that's in front of your screen is letting out, and you're like, yeah, I totally can relate to that, thank you. You know, it's so important to just get to a point where you really enjoy it as well, even if it's hard at the same time. It's important. Don't wait for something terrible to happen to you or somebody close to you for that to be your aha moment to make a change. Don't wait for that. Why on earth would you wait for that? Like, you want to already build that shield, that armor around you so that you're ready. So when something does happen, like, you're ready, like, you're armored, you're so much more prepared, you're so much more able to fight things off and to get through whatever that might be, because you are physically, mentally strong. So don't wait. Besides yesterday, right now is the best time. The best time was yesterday, but second best time right now. So get going, get at it, get your glow, your sweat glow on, right? Get it on. And have a great, great rest of your day. DM me for any questions. I'd be happy to answer to my best ability. And I wish you an absolutely outstanding, phenomenal day. Peace out.